Just getting ready for the New York Open here. I took my 5-minute chart from yesterday, duplicated it into a 1-minute chart, added the key levels. So this 1-minute chart is a micro NQ chart. This is what I'm going to be trading off of. It's showing me the delta for the MNQ, the NQ, and the ES for each 1-minute candle. And then on the 5-minute chart, I added in the MMT 50/50 indicator, showing me some extra 50% levels. So on both the 5-minute and the 1-minute, these candles are also being painted by the flow stack when the Heikin Ashi is in alignment on all the different instruments. Then over here on the right side is the 60-minute chart. We had some news at 8:30, just looking back to see what the reaction was. A little bit to the upside. Nothing too exciting there. Grabbed a long here at the open. We started wicking, started popping back up, started getting positive delta across the board on the 1-minute. Grabbed a long for 10 points pretty much instantaneously, even with a terrible fill. I just got into another long on this candle just based on all the positive delta coming through, but when it closed, huge wicks on both sides, point of control a little bit up in the top wick. That did not make me feel the warm fuzzies. It was indecisive wicks on both sides. We did get a little bit of a pop-up. You could grab 5 or 6 points there. Popped up over 15 points, but now we're getting a pullback, negative delta across the board. It's dropping off a little bit here. We've got all these bigger bottom wicks on the 60-minute chart the past 4 or 5 hours. Got just a couple minutes before the 10 o'clock news. I had an issue with Tradeify earlier. It would not let me close out of a trade. Ended up having to take a loss. I was trying to flatten out through REPLIKANTO. I was trying to right click and flatten on my positions. Nothing was working. It randomly just closed at one point. Super frustrating. Like 3 or 4 different days with Tradeify issues in the past several weeks. I remember it was like that with Rhythmic back in the day. Definitely not fun to deal with. Earlier in the morning we were just whipping back and forth like crazy for about 15 minutes. But on the 5-minute, we had these big bottom wicks forming, point of control down into the wicks on all the candles. Finally got a little breakout to the upside. Right there's the 10 o'clock news. Just gonna wait a minute or two and see if I can find any trades here. Just got a short here. We came up right to a previous day VWAP close, this blue dashed line. This is part of the MMT Ultimate VWAP. We came up with a lot of strong delta across the board, but then we got rejected with just as much negative delta. So seeing a rejection like that with just as much strong negative delta, I got into a short here. We made it down to whole number there. Got my 10 points in. We had a pretty big cluster of key levels in this area. It's definitely been some wild price action today. Just tons of delta coming in both directions. Haven't really seen it this crazy in a long time as far as the big delta swings just all over the place. It's been an interesting day to implement the setup that's focused on delta. I'm probably going to pull up my other 1-minute chart that I was using earlier in the week, see what happened on that chart today a little bit later on. Got into a long here on this candle intrabar. Bunch of positive delta coming in. The triple Heikin Ashi went bullish. You can see back here we rejected right off of the 250 SMA, point of control down on the wick. Then all this strong delta coming in, hopped in on the long. So just based on the crazy whippy action back and forth, I got into a long at the 250 SMA. We had that big rejection right at the 250 SMA back here. So even though we had a bunch of strong negative delta, the way things have been playing out today, it's just been whipping back and forth. Went for a long, thinking it's going to pull back up to VWAP. We've just been hugging VWAP for quite some time now. So we popped right back up, got my 10 points. Got about 7 minutes until 10:30, and we are very close to the 250 SMA, so probably not going to have much of a bias. If anything, my bias will be to keep ranging for a little bit right around 10:30. I got into a long here right at 10:30. We started bouncing off of the 250 SMA, then just a ton of positive delta coming in intrabar. The triple Heikin Ashi went bullish, hopped into a long there. So I just pulled up the chart that I've been using earlier this week. We had a delta percentage washout followed by some delta percentage divergence right up at this cluster of key levels. I went for a short, got another 10 points. Looking back a little bit earlier, We had a nice Bollinger signal, came down to the 250 SMA, delta percentage went neutral. We got this Bollinger reversal signal. See the Bollinger plot went outside of the bands and then back in. So we got the reversal signal. Got a little pop up there. A little bit after the news, we got a delta percentage washout signal to the upside. Delta percentage went positive. Then the Bollinger crossed above the 50% line. Got some green on green action there. Got a nice little pop up. We did have a lot of positive delta on this last 5-minute candle, but the 5-minute candle before that we had a lot of negative delta. It's just been whipping up and down and all over the place today. I might have forgot to record one of my last trades, but I just got into a long back here. We had some divergence. We had a Bollinger reversal. We also had a washout signal hiding under there. You can see the Bollinger plot pulled back inside the Bollinger bands. We've been getting some really nice rejections at the 250 SMA today. So I got into another long, stacked some more micros. I think I'm going to be done for the day, almost 11 o'clock. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in. There are links to all of the MMT indicators in the description. Anyone that's out there using code MonkeyMan at any of the prop firms, greatly appreciate the support. Apex has their 90% off sale going on. Lucid, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, and TradeDay all have great deals going on. I wish you best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.